Hi, welcome to Crafting with the Crafty Chick, and here we are for project number 2 with Freesia, new in color, and Evening Evergreen, and Soft Succulent. I'm using the hand pen Petals, and the new in color ribbon, and then the new scallop stitch die that comes with this set as well. Oh, one of the things I want to tell you when you guys go to stamp this image is, and I use Memento Black, is this is the image that you want to stamp. So you stamp the whole thing in Memento Black, and then there are, this probably would be easier to show you. For this top part of the flower, I don't know what kind of flower this is. It makes me think of a peony, but I'm not really sure. So you guys that like flowers and know more about flowers, let me know what kind of flower this is. I don't know for sure. Anyway, so this is a two-step stamping process, which means that you have your main outline image, and then you have other images that you use to fill in. And so, as you can see on my card, this does not completely fill in the image, and some of it goes outside, and that actually is the look that it's meant to have. So you guys don't get frustrated if you're trying to line them up and you're not getting a complete coverage fill in, because this is not that kind of a stamp set. So then what you're going to do is take this image here, and you're going to stamp it in your ink pad and stamp for this big flower right here. And then, I think it's this one. This one I stamped in Fresh Freesia, stamped off, and then filled in this flower, which gave me that lighter shade of purple because I wanted some contrast between the two. Okay, and then same thing with your leaves. There's also the fill in on the leaves, which I did use, and then I just took my Soft Succulent Stampin' Blend and colored this part of the stem in. Oh, and these, you guys, I love these. These are just gorgeous. These are the 2021-2023 in color jewels. These right now are on back order, but they should be coming in stock in the next week. These were part of a demo pre-order that we could order one, and as soon as the catalog went live, I was going to order some more. And they went into back order status. Like, so many people had ordered these. They're so pretty. Looking at them on here doesn't even do them justice. You have to see these in person. They're so pretty. And they're all 5 of our new in colors. So I know I will be using these a lot. They're just, they just have that sparkly, kind of like a Swarovski crystal sparkle to them. And if you like bling, this is the bling you've got to have. Trust me. Okay, so we used the Fresh Freesia Bling Jewels on our card for today. So, and then the other thing is, this is our Fresh Freesia Open Weave Sheer Ribbon. And then the bottom part of this, I embossed with our, I think it's called Tasteful Textiles. Let me double check that here. Yes, Tasteful Textiles embossing folder, which is in our catalog. And then, I think that's it. So you'll need tear and tape, and you'll need your mono glue for this one. I forgot to mention the tear and tape. So if you don't have tear and tape, you can just use your whatever high tack adhesive you have on hand. Love this stuff. I use it a lot on my ribbons. I can't get my bag open here. There we go. Okay. Alright, so the first thing we're going to start with, let me bring my pieces in here. I'm going to set this off to the side. Is our base, which is Whisper White, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then our first layer, I call this layer 1. This is our in color Fresh Freesia, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. And then our next layer is Whisper White, and this is our stamped, what you're going to stamp your image on. And this is 3 3/4 by 5. And then the bottom part, this is embossed in the Tasteful Textiles. It's a really, it's just a different look. And if you turn it over on the back side, it's just really cool. And I use this one almost as much now as I do with my Subtles embossing folder. And this piece is 2 1/8 by 3 3/4. And then this is our scallop piece. This is the size of the die, so this is not a measurement because we're going to actually just cut it off. So, and then our ribbon, our Freesia ribbon, and then our jewels. But I have the ribbon really quick. I want to just show you guys. I'm going to bring it in. But here is all of the 5 new in color sheer ribbon that's just beautiful. And it's just nice and smooth and flows really well. Ties beautifully, makes beautiful bows. I have not used the soft succulent one yet, but I know I will be using this evening evergreen a lot for Christmas time. So these are just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This was a splurge for me to get all 5. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and just start adhering our card. Okay. So the first thing we're going to want to do is to adhere our Freesia base to our Whisper White. And just use mono glue. Remember to make sure your fold is up at the top so that your card's not upside down. Okay, and here we go. And I wonder, do you guys have a color that you play with often that just, like, you really don't have to think very hard to come up with a project? Purple never fails. I usually can come up with something really quick, and sometimes even on the fly. Okay, and then we're going to, so this next part gets a little bit trickier. So what you want to do is to glue down your embossed piece along the bottom of your stamped piece. And we're going to go ahead and do that. Actually, you need to bring your base back in because, as you can see, your measurements are going to be offset. So you actually need to bring this back in, and you want to have your border around. So just kind of line up your stamped piece here. There we go. Okay, just to make sure that it's not going to be offset. So we're going to go ahead and glue our embossed piece down. And you just want to hold it in place so it doesn't shift on you when you're trying to adhere this down. Okay, and then we're going to take that off because now what we want to do is we want to just kind of line up your scallop piece. And there's a reason why I'm not going all the way up to the top edges, because I want to leave that beautiful stitching. I don't want to cover that stitching, but I do want to use my ribbon to cover up that seam. And so what I'm doing is, as you can see, you have the middle section that's sheer, and then you've got the purple where it's not as much see-through. I'm taking that line and lining that up over the seam just to cover the seam. And this is where our tear and tape comes into play, or your high tack adhesive. Is I'm going to, and sometimes I found it's easier just to put this on my wrist like a bracelet. That way I can hold it and feed it as I go. Takes some getting used to, but once you get the hang of it, it's a lot easier. And I'm just attaching my tear and tape ribbon. I know it's tear and tape and it tears, but I just like to cut it so it's a nice clean line. Okay, and I have tear and tape on the back, and this is an adhesive back. This is, you will need to peel this this part off. And so now we've made that sticky. Okay. So keep your scallop close because we're going to be tucking that in under. I'm just lining this edge up, and you don't want to go end to end because we do want to tuck this behind. Okay, so before you stick this on, we're going to go ahead and glue our scallop on. Don't do the whole thing because it's not going to go across the whole span of your card. Just go down just a little bit, maybe 1/4 of an inch or so. Remember, you don't want to cover up that beautiful stitching. And so I'm just lining that edge up with the seam. And then I'm going to go ahead and secure this down. So now I'm going to go ahead, so you have this beautiful full scallop on this one. You're going to have half a scallop on this side, and that's okay. You don't want to cut your ribbon, you just want to cut that white piece away. And now that's attached. So now we don't need that piece. So now you're going to be able to go ahead and wrap your ribbon behind. And because we used tear and tape, it's got the adhesive. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Okay, and then we're going to get our glue dots back out and take your bow. I don't know which side I like better, probably this side. And just kiss that to that. And you might want to, if you have tails to trim off, you want to trim your tails shorter, you can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that really quick here. Okay. And then your bow just goes toward the left-hand side, and you want to make sure that your tails don't go out over too far on the edge of your card. Okay, stick that down. That looks good. And so now we can go ahead and attach this piece to our card base and then put our jewels on. Just keep in mind if you mail this card to someone, because of the jewels, they might charge you a little extra, or it might have to go in a different size envelope. Okay, and yep, you guys know what I'm going to say, right? Border, border. All right. Hope I don't sound like a broken record, but you know how that is. You got to have your border around. Okay, and go ahead and secure that piece down. And then we're going to go ahead and put our jewels on. These are so pretty, you guys. Oh my goodness, they're so pretty. Come on. So they have a bigger size and then a smaller size. And so on the right hand down here in the corner, I put the bigger jewel on. I'd have to use my take your pick tool or my paper piercer if I can't get this off. Okay. There we go. So pretty. And they are adhesive back, so you just take it off the plastic sheet and just stick them on. And then this one goes right up here on the left side. Okay, and that is it for our hand pen purple petals. Pretty purple petals. I don't know what would be a good name for this one. There's purple, there's lots of purple. Okay, and there is our fresh Freesia hand pen petals, pretty purple card. All right, and then sometimes I don't always put a sentiment on the front of a card. Sometimes you just want a nice, clean, simple image, and this one fits the bill, I think. You have plenty of room inside to stamp a sentiment or write a note. You guys know I'm a big person on writing handmade notes inside, so I don't like to use a lot of sentiments on the inside of my cards. But I know that there's people out there who are the opposite, who don't like to write a lot of things inside of a card, so they will fill in the space with sentiments. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming to class with me today. This is super quick and easy, and this is another one of those that's just fun to play with if you've got maybe half an hour before bed or whatever, and you just need some downtime with some coloring therapy. These really are fun to play with. Okay, so that is our, I think I went over the dimensions with you guys, but I will do that really quick. Whisper white base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. First Freesia layer number 1 is 4 by 5 1/4. Layer number 2, which is Whisper white, is 3 3/4 by 5. Layer 3, which is this embossed piece, is 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming to class with me today, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.